This is not financial advice. Should you need financial advice, consult a financial advisor. I am a crypto enthusiast, Crypto Excel, back at you again with another one. So, GAFI, GameFi. Guys, remember when I was mentioning GAFI back here, right? I made my first video, it was probably $2 something. I was accumulating it at $1.50. So I'm up more than a 10x in a very short period of time on GameFi, on GAFI, right? It went all the way up to 15 bucks, and then it started the pullback. It's pulling back now, and it went down to $10.50. And I'm looking at that as a buying opportunity for more accumulation. So it could range here for a while, and that's fine. And I would be accumulating if I wasn't accumulating back here, which I was. But I also think now is a decent accumulation time for this project. Can it break the 1050 and go lower? It's possible. If it does go lower, I would accumulate some more. Why? Because of where I see this going. This thing is going to be going back up here, right? Look how far it's down. And I know you had less coins and there's a lot of dilution, right? But there's going to be more money in this next bull run than before. Way more money, right? Especially with the Bitcoin ETFs. That's why I would still accumulate GAFI. No one is really people are paying attention, but they're underestimating GAFI right now because Cetify and ChatGPT and other projects, which are phenomenal projects, by the way, they're awesome. Their IDOs are doing a lot of multiples, right? So no one's really paying attention to GAFI, and they're figuring that GAFI is underperforming and not as good as these other projects. But what I like to do is I like to accumulate projects that are very powerful but are undervalued and being overlooked. I want to accumulate them when nobody wants them, right? Because that's how I'm able to make the 10x's. I don't want to buy Cetify now when it's the leader. I don't want to buy Downmaker when it's God knows how many hundreds of millions of dollars market value, right? So I would be accumulating this on the pullback. Another thing I would like to mention that most people don't know about is if you go to GAFI's website, if you go to GameFi.org, if you go to their website, they have over 9 IDOs listed here. Right? And if you look at the IDOs and look at what these projects are, these projects are going to be released in 2024, right? So Animalia, Animalia is an independent free-to-play online NFT trading card game. Okay. Prism by Rainmaker. Prism is the next evolution of Rainmaker's game-focused platform, poised to unveil a groundbreaking suite of on-chain gaming. Okay. Oxy Origin. Oxy Origin is developing a shooter strategy and exploration games linked by a player-owned asset ecosystem. And you can go to this website and continue to read the rest. Edu3 Labs. Edu3 Labs combines education and blockchain technology to create a platform where content creators, learners, NFE, and it goes on and on. Lakey AI. Lakey AI is an innovative platform at the forefront of Web3 revolution, combining the power of artificial intelligence, and it continues. And you have more, you have more, and you have more, and you have more. It continues. Okay, so there's 9 projects listed here, right? Recently, they just finished some projects recently that have done quite well, actually. Eclipse Phi did a 5x, and you got 20% upon the token generation event, meaning that you could have gotten your initial investment back, and the rest of it is as free crypto, basically, right? And they had another one that did quite well, that did almost a 16x. So what I'm trying to say to you, right, is that the market is changing, the market's turning. The premier launch pads have already 10x, 15x, etc. GAFI, I feel, is not being valued correctly for what it's about to do. The reason it's not being valued correctly is because it's going to do this in January. What it's going to do in January is these projects I just mentioned now, the market doesn't really know about yet, but these projects are going to be doing high returns. So I'm seeing 5x's, maybe 10x's, maybe 15x's. I think that's a bit optimistic, but it depends on the whole Bitcoin ETF thing, right? So we haven't seen 40x's, not that much. We're not seeing 40x's not yet with IDOs, but the idea is to get these launch pads before they start having multiple 40x's. So ChainGPT, when its IDO came out, the IDO of ChainGPT, that did 41x, okay? But we're not seeing consistent 40x's. The idea is to get these launch pads before they start doing consistent 40x's, because once they start doing that, the price is not going to be $11 anymore, right? The price is going to be $40, $45. Then a couple months later, you come back, it's $50, $60, $70, like some price that doesn't compute, right? So that's why I said accumulation zone. And be patient. Don't think that, oh, I'm going to buy this on Monday and by Tuesday it's going to be $30. Who knows what it's going to be on Tuesday? You can buy this today at $11 and by Tuesday it's $9. I don't know, right? But for 2024, my target price for something like GAFI, minimum 30s, right? Most likely 80. It could surprise us all based on the Bitcoin ETF and surprise us. Okay, I'm just going to use the word surprise. But yeah, remember when I was talking about this? Remember, had you been a Patreon, if I did start my channel late, to tell that, to be honest, right? But you did see the video when it was down here and I was mentioning GAFI it down here, the price down here. But had you been a Patreon member, you could have been getting this at $1.50. And that's why it's important to join groups, right? And the Patreon is actually free. My Patreon is underpriced too, like the price of GAFI. All of these things are underpriced. And during a bull run, you're not going to be able to get the Patreon for the price that it is now. The price is going to be going up. But it's important to get this information early. Get in early, get the information early. And also manage your risk. I have to repeat this over and over again. This is crypto. I don't know the founders of GameFi. I don't talk to them. We don't have lunch together. If something happens with a project, like a developer, takes funds or something, I have no control over that. Only the developer or the person doing it has control over it. So make sure you manage your risk. This industry is not FDIC insured. It's not regulated. You're not covered for 250K loss, right? You're dealing with an industry that's not regulated, and that's the reason why these things have a potential of outsized returns. That's why it has a potential for going up to $300. Am I saying it's going up to $300? No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that these coins have the potential for outsized returns, and that's why we're here. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm energetic. That's why I care. If it wasn't able to do something like this, I would not care. Okay, I would not be wasting my time doing a video, and I have other things that I would be doing, right? But if something has the potential to 100x my money, if that's a possibility, then instead of going to Las Vegas, which most Americans would do, or instead of buying the lottery, which most Americans would do, what I would do is I would have 20 small bets in 20 high-risk projects, and I will try to narrow it down by which one has the best teams, which one has the best potential, which one has a good track record, and I would narrow down my risk like that, right? That's why I'm not investing in random new meme coins. I'm not just going on Binance and finding out what's the latest meme coin, what's the newest one, and just I'm not doing that. I'm doing my research. I'm looking at what have they done before. What's the team like? What have gaming coins done before in a bull run? What was the market cap? How much money do we expect to come into the market this bull cycle? I'm doing my research. What is the 4-year cycle of Bitcoin? I'm doing all of these things, and all of these things line up into me buying this for $1.50. Okay, now it's going 10x, right? It's better to buy it at $1, but understand, when I was buying this for $1.50, I was taking higher risk. It was extremely high risk because You don't know where it's bottom, right? When it was going down right here and it was $5, is that bottom? Let me buy it $5, and then it goes down to $1, right? So you wouldn't feel too smart doing that, right? So what I do is not for everyone, but I minimize my risk. I looked at where we were to the cycle. I looked at what Bitcoin was doing. I saw it hit 15K and it started to come up, and it doesn't look like it was going back to 15K. So I was like, let me get some of this. Let me get some of this now, right? So Bitcoin's at 42K. If Bitcoin falls again, I don't think we're going back to 15K. I don't think we're going to 20K. I think we might fall to 32K. But as we get closer and closer to the ETF, and more importantly, as we get closer and closer to the halving, that makes it more risky to be out of crypto. If we get close to the halving and you're not in crypto now, you're at extremely high risk. How could you be at high risk for not investing? You're at high risk for not investing because the fiat, the currency is going to be losing value. They're going to be printing money in 2024. So there's going to be a dilution of fiat in general. The euro, the USD, the Hong Kong yen, the Japanese yen, whatever fiat currency that we're talking about, it's going to be diluted, right? So since it's going to be diluted, that means that what is that, a Rumindi? But anyway, let me continue. Since it's going to be diluted, you have to make sure that you have assets, because in a money printing world where the amount of currencies doubled in a short period of time, because that's what happened post-COVID, right? It doubled, and that's the reason why home prices doubled. In a world like that, those who hold the assets do well. Okay, so that means your assets double in a short period of time. And if we're talking about speculative, high-risk assets, the money is going to flow over into these kind of assets. And these ones with low market caps are going to go up fundamentally, exponentially, right? So GAFI's market cap is 120 million, so it's not the lowest market cap, right? But you look at the fully diluted, so it's almost the same, 120 to 167, which means most of the supply is out. Now, what I speculate to happen, right, is that these launch pads are going to go in over $1 billion in the next bull market. That's what I think is going to happen. I'm going to tell you why it's going to happen. Number one, the money supply is going to be doubled, right, from the money printing. This U.S. elections are soon, and the president is going to want to stay in office. Everyone is going to want to keep their position. So they want to make sure that the people are happy, that they see things are prosperous. People will feel prosperous as they have money in their pocket. So the citizens are going to be getting money. All right, so with all of this money inflow, some of it's going to spill into crypto and other assets too, stocks, bonds, real estate. All of these asset prices are going to go up. Something that is high risk as crypto is going to go up a lot, right? Very speculative asset, especially something with a low market cap like this. I know 120 million is not considered the lowest market cap in crypto. But if you look at the use case of this is a launch pad, which allows people to buy crypto's pre-public offering, right? Pre-public price. So pennies on the dollar. So there's no telling how high a market cap like this can go. That's why last cycle they went up to like over 300 million. If you look at CeDeFi today, CeDeFi is above 300 million, right? CeDeFi is 200 million today, right? So CeDeFi's price is $3.55, but if you look at the yearly, it's coming down from $4, right? So CeDeFi did hit 300 million in a bear market, right? So I would say, and it hit 350 in a bull market. But if you look, we're already at 220, and we're not even at the Bitcoin halving. So that's why I'm like, we're going to be heading to billions of dollars then, right? Because we're not even at the halving, and the ETFs haven't passed it. So that means that these launch pads are going to be hitting billions of dollars. So it's better to get in at $11 than 100 at $11. You see what you see my understanding here, my reasoning. I can't say for sure that XYZ is going to happen, right? But this is what I'm thinking is going to happen. This is what I'm thinking is going to go down. So yeah, I would not let this opportunity pass me by. That's my understanding of GAFI. GAFI is undervalued. How could I say something that's $120 million is undervalued? I think it is, man. I think it is. So yeah, man, I would definitely look into this and manage your risk, right? Manage your risk, because we can also have a pullback. Bitcoin could also fall back to 32K, right? It's possible for it to fall back, but at that point, you should have money to DCA in. Never go all in. Always have like cash on the sides. Should we have a pullback, you're able to buy low. That's how I look at it. But remember, this is not financial advice. I'm showing you my high risk strategies. And shout out to the Patreons who are buying all the way back, way back, all the way down here, right down here in the red. And in the future, you see this right here. This is going to be red, and it's going to be green up there, right? It's funny how things work. We can't time the exact bottom or the exact top, but you can make strategic decisions based on where we are in the cycle and just take it from there. And we're not trying to get the exact bottom or exact top anyway. We just want to be around the range. But that's pretty much it for me. Happy hunting. Good luck with your purchases. And remember to manage your risk. And if you need a financial advisor, get one. This is not financial advice. Shout out to the Patreons, man. All right.